NATO has dispatched extra forces to Kosovo following clashes between the police, NATO peacekeepers, and ethnic Serbs, who form the majority in the northern part of the country. The clashes were triggered by the demand for the removal of recently elected ethnic Albanian mayors in areas with a Serb majority. NATO reports that approximately 30 peacekeepers were wounded in unprovoked attacks. The unrest has primarily affected several towns in the north, where tensions have been escalating since the mayors assumed office last week. In response to the escalating situation, authorities have taken measures to secure municipal buildings and streets in Svetin, a town marked by the violence. A standoff between police, NATO troops, and ethnic Serb protesters erupted into a running battle, resulting in injuries to at least 30 peacekeepers and numerous protesters. The European Union's top diplomat has called for restraint from all parties involved, emphasizing the need to avoid further violence and conflicts. The situation in northern Kosovo has been precarious since the April elections, which saw ethnic Albanian mayors taking office in towns with a Serb majority. Most ethnic Serbs in the Belgrade-backed region do not recognize Kosovo's declaration of independence from Serbia in 2008, a stance supported by heavyweight allies Russia and China. Both countries closely monitor the developments and support efforts to protect Serbia's sovereignty and territorial integrity. The blame for the recent escalation in tensions is being traded between Kosovo and Serbia. Miroslav Lajčák, the EU's special representative for the Belgrade-Pristina dialogue, has been leading talks to resolve long-standing disputes between the Kosovo government and neighboring Serbia. According to Lajčák, the core issue underlying the current situation is the deep mistrust between the majority Albanian community and the minority Serbian community. He highlights the withdrawal of Serbs from Kosovo institutions and the low turnout in the recent elections as factors contributing to the tensions. However, he deems the recent escalation unnecessary and illogical, as important agreements had been reached regarding the normalization of relations between Kosovo and Serbia. While NATO is deploying additional troops to the region to reinforce security, Lajčák emphasizes that a political solution is necessary to de-escalate the conflict. He acknowledges the vital role NATO plays in maintaining peace on the ground but emphasizes that a lasting resolution requires the commitment of both parties through dialogue. Regarding the backing of Serbia's position by Russia and China, Lajčák dismisses its relevance to the situation on the ground. He affirms the EU's strong support for the dialogue and stresses the importance of returning to the negotiating table. As the situation remains fragile, with continuing protests and the cancellation of key meetings between Kosovo and Serbia, the prospects for a swift resolution are uncertain. The increased NATO deployment aims to address the inter-ethnic conflicts that continue to intensify in the region. The fragile state of affairs underscores the need for a political agreement to effectively address and resolve the ongoing tensions in Kosovo.